We'll take a little bit more complicated problem now. We'll prove that cube of any positive integer in this case is of the form 9m, 9m plus 1 or 9m plus 8. Interesting, isn't it? So we want to prove it as 9m or 9m plus 1 or 9m plus 8. So if we are taking any positive integer, so let any positive integer be a. Since we are taking cube of a and we want to prove it in the form 9m or 9m plus 1 or 9m plus 8, we don't have to divide a by 9. Okay, so that will lead to like 9m plus 0, 9m plus 1, 9m plus 8. There will be like 10 cases to solve or 9 cases to solve, okay, which will be tedious to solve. So instead we divide a by 3. We will write a in the form of 3, alright, in the multiples of 3. So if I divide a by 3, we get some quotient q and remainder r. So a is now written in the form 3q plus r, where r can take values 0, 1 or 2. Alright, so let's take those cases. So case 1, it will be either 3q, a is 3q. Case 2, a is 3q plus 1, and case 3 is a is in the form 3q plus 2. These are the 3 cases that are possible. Okay, now what we want to prove, cube, when you take cube of any of these, this must be in the form 9m, 9m plus 1 or 9m plus 8, where m is some integer. Okay, so let's see this one, let's cube this one. So when I cube this one, this becomes 3q whole cube. So 3q whole cube, by applying laws of exponents, you take 3 separately, so it becomes 27 q cube. So 27 q cube, this 27 can be written as 9 into 3 q cube. So q is an integer, so q into q will again be an integer, multiplied by 3 is further integer. So therefore 3q cube will now become an integer, so therefore it can be now written in the form 9 into m. Okay, so let's see this one. If I cube this number, whether will I get in the required form or not. Okay, let's check this one. So a cube, so when I take a cube, this is in the form 3q plus 1 whole cube. So a plus b whole cube, please don't jump ahead and write it as 3q whole cube plus 1 cube, that will be wrong. That is a usual mistake. So this is in the form a plus b whole cube, where a is 3q and b is 1. So a plus b whole cube is a cube plus 3a square b plus 3ab square plus b cube. Alright, so let's apply that one. A cube, 3q whole cube plus 3a square b, 3 into 3q whole square into 1 plus 3ab square, I'll write it here, 3ab square, 3 into 3q into 1 square plus 1 cube. So let's simplify this one. So 3q whole cube, so cube taken separately, it becomes 27 q cube plus 3q whole square. 3q whole square is 9q square, 9q square into 3, which is again 27q square, plus 3 into 3 is 9, 9q plus 1 cube is 1. Now if you see, we want to write in the form 9m plus 1 or 9m plus 8. So let's see what happens here. So amongst all these things, you can take 9 outside. So when I take 9 outside, don't take 9q. Again, we don't want q here. So we just take 9 outside. So remains 3q cube plus 3q square plus q. And this plus 1 as it is. Now if you see, q is an integer, q cube is an integer, into 3 is again an integer. Q square is an integer, into 3 is again an integer, q is integer. So we are adding integer plus integer plus integer. The resultant is again another integer. So we'll write another integer as m plus 1. So when you took a as 3q plus 1, the resultant is in the form 9m plus 1. So let's see if it is true for this one as well. So we'll cube it now. So when I cube this one, so it becomes 3q plus 2 whole cube. Again in the form a plus b whole cube, which will be a cube. So which is 3q whole cube plus 3a square b, 3 into 3q whole square into b plus 3ab square, 3 into 3q into 2 square plus b cube, which will be 2 cube. So 3q whole cube, which will be 27q cube, plus 3q whole square, which is 9q square. 9q square into 3 is 27q square. 27q square into 2, which will be 54q square, plus, let's see this one, 3 into 3 is 9, 9q into 4, 9 4s are 36, 36 cube plus 2 cube is 8. Now if we see, we now want in the form 9m plus 8, so plus 8 I already have, so you take 9 outside, you can take 9 outside in all of these, so here it remains 3q cube plus 6q square plus 4q plus 8 as it is. So 9 into, so this whole thing can now be written as m, because this is integer, integer, integer. So integer plus integer is again another integer m plus 8. So now what did we prove? Cube of any positive integer, if you take, it is either in the form 9m or 9m plus 1 or 9m plus 8. You can verify, take any cube and you divide by 9. You will always get in one of these four.